I shot myself out of a cannon 125 times last year. It's true.
I never want to know the context of that. Hello, I'm Ben. This is Ginger.
Hello.
This is What Do You Want to Talk About? Ginger,
Yes.
what do you want to talk about?
I would like to talk about laughter, please.
Great. That's good for your line of work? Fucking great stuff. This is going spectacularly well.
When I was trying to think about something that I wanted to talk about, I was trying to think about something that I had lots to say about.
Yeah.
And I am somebody that truly spends 70% of my waking hours laughing. And I often laugh in my sleep as well, so I'm told.
Do you?
So I feel like laughter is somewhere that we can jump off from, maybe.
You have a very distinctive laugh.
Loud, you mean?
I also have a, like my friends will always say they know if I'm in for like a show they're doing, because you can just hear the Ben Smoke sort of like witch cackle.
Yes.
From the back.
I am such a good booking for press night. If anyone out there who ever has a press night for their show, invite me and I will howl until the last second of that show.
Unless it's at which point you know it's going down because you can't hear you.
I'll be laughing even louder. Guaranteed.
I mean, your entire career is based on laughter.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
Which is like a fantastic way to live, right?
Yeah, or it makes my whole career a joke. One of the two, you know? It goes either way.
Yeah.
I've just always been quite a silly person. So lucky that I have managed to make being an incredibly silly person into what poses as a job currently. Life is hard enough. The world is terrifying. And the most generous thing we can do for each other is to laugh at how ridiculous we all are. And I really try and take that as a way to live my life. And I think it's very freeing. I'm quite an anxious person, or I used to be more anxious. And when I first was sort of out in nightlife, I'd moved to London and I was out in bars and stuff like that and meeting people and trying to find my foot in the world doing drag. I always thought if I could really try my hardest to be the silliest person in the room, then anybody else who is sort of anxious at all about, oh God, everyone thinks I'm weird and silly, then they're off the hook at that point, because all they have to do is point at the big ginger bitch in the corner and be like, well, you think I'm silly? Well, what about her? So I've always seen it as a way of like letting everybody else off the hook around me. And that became my philosophy for drag, really.
Yeah, there's something about going on stage in drag, you're putting on your armor. I can understand how it's quite easy to like get to a point of being like, I feel like shit as me, but as Ginger, I can fight God and win.
I don't really think of drag as my armor anymore. It certainly was at a time when I had just moved to London. I didn't really know anybody and I didn't feel secure in myself in social situations. And I don't like nightclubs. I don't like the music they play in nightclubs. I don't like standing in a big loud room shouting at people. I don't like dancing. I had to find something to do to be in the nightclub to meet people.
Yeah.
And that was cross-dressing.
Yeah.
And for a long time, the character of Ginger was something that I thought was really separate from me. She was an entirely different persona that meant nothing in relation to me, and we existed entirely discreetly of each other. As I grew the up and sort of actualized as a queer person and started to accept the things about myself that had frightened me before, Ginger and I have become closer and closer and closer as personalities. And now when I'm on stage, you know, in full swing, I'm not there. It really is a sort of out-of-body experience for me being in drag. I sort of cease to exist in those situations. And let me tell you, how many days a week do I cease to exist? And that seems a healthy way to do it because it's entertaining other people. Now I have a much broader audience. People that are coming to see me, they might have paid quite a lot of money to see me, or they might have traveled quite far, or they might have booked a hotel to stay in, or, you know, it's a big ask when people come to see me. All I want to do is give those people a good time. That is a pressure that sometimes keeps me from enjoying my own stuff. Yeah. And I'm really going through that at the moment because I'm writing this new show that I'm taking on tour later in the year.
That's a really good segue.
Thank you.
That was great. What an honor to watch you work. Normally it's me having to do that, but you're a professional host, so I'm
Shall I just do this to camera? Do you want to go for a cigarette?
Do you know what I will? Yeah. See you in the pub, shall I?
So, I'm writing the new show at the moment, and I'm going through the classic thing of I absolutely hate every single thing that I've written, and that will continue for a long time. I think any creative person, when they do a project, you really want that thing to take over your entire brain, and then that's when you know you're getting it. You know, seeing me on Drag Race or Masterchef is not the same thing as seeing me live. Not to undersell the tour, come and see the tour; it's really good when it's written. But you know, there's like it's a balancing act now, and that sometimes makes it difficult for me to know whether or not what I'm doing is good. And then, of course, you get it in front of an audience and the monster of Ginger Johnson takes over and everything's fine again. But you're down the mine with a pickaxe for months before that happens.
There's very much a symmetry in what we do and the loneliness of it.
Yeah.
And you often don't hear the laughter of a joke that you write in an essay. But you don't hear the laughter of a joke that you write in a show for many, many months.
Well, apart from me, I'm laughing. I'm laughing my head off. I am sitting at the laptop screaming laughing. Cut to opening night, first time doing the material in front of people.
Horrible.
Wig goes on, makeup goes on, outfit goes on. I'm an entirely different person now cursing this person. Why have you written? No one's going to laugh at this. You know, I switch into that other mode and then it's too late. Then it's too late.
The train has left the station.
Off you go into the night with this pack of rubbish that you've written 6 months ago. You know, I'm really selling the show, aren't I?
Yeah. But it cannot be rubbish. If the fact that it's
not. Unless it's rubbish on purpose, you know.
In which point, great.
Yeah.
But like you've done many shows.
Yeah, I recently sort of redid my website to sort of bring it up to date a little bit. Some of the projects on my website were 20 years old, and which is impossible. Because it's my 16th birthday next month.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I've no idea who stole this meat suit in the past and did all these shows. But yeah, I've done loads of things. I shot myself out of a cannon 125 times last year. It's true.
I never want to know the context of that. Talk to me about the cannon.
My last solo tour was called Ginger Johnson Blows Off, which I didn't realize means something quite different in America. It was actually all about how the experience of going onto TV and opening my mind up to the rest of the world was like being shot out of a cannon. It was like a stunt show, so I did a series of increasingly dangerous stunts, which led up to me being shot out of a cannon at the end of the show. I like a show that is an adventure. I think it's fun to bring an audience in and say, meet me at the ground floor of this idea and let's see where we can go with it. So that was about me trying to become the most dangerous woman in the UK. Not in a J.K. Rowling way, in an Evel Knievel kind of way. And
I feel like often those two are not
One of them's got much better outfits, I'll say that much. So that's what the previous one was about. And this new tour this year is called Show Pony. I'm still wading through what it's actually about. That's a process that takes a long time. I've set myself a challenge to write 100 bad songs. I'm doing quite well. I got myself...
Does it have to be a full song? Like, what's the parameters of this?
It must have words.
Cool.
It must have music.
Okay.
It must fill a period of time. That's a song. All right? So that's what I'm working on. I have written...
Thank you, Dictionary Johnson.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So I'm working through that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to sort of rediscover what music I like and what is the crossover point of music I like and want to perform and music that the people coming to see my show want to see me perform.
Do you think there is a crossover point?
Yes, there must be, because I've been doing it for 20 years. So it's worked up until now. But I'm just having this weird existential crisis that I don't know who I am musically. I think it's I've got myself a little synth for Christmas, and I think the lights on the synth are doing some sort of neural programming on me and making me doubt who I am. Because every time those lights start to blink, I just forget what music is. What is music?
Who is music?
I thought music was just count to 4 and make a noise. Apparently not. Apparently not.
Welcome to my sex life. Do you find since Drag Race, which congratulations.
Thank you.
Your audience, you said, has expanded.
Yeah.
Has it sort of left where you were?
I have a lot more younger people coming to me now, because in the past, in order to see me, you'd have to come to a bar or a club or a theatre, and you might not know about me if you hadn't been to the clubs or whatever it is. So I now have a younger audience. Amazing. I love that. And they're really fabulous, dedicated people, and they're so much fun, and they make me feel young. Truly, I didn't mean to laugh at the end of that. They really do. And they kind of force me to engage a little bit more in youth culture, which is great because I'm a desiccated husk of a woman, and I need a bit of that. I need dragged into the future a little bit. So that has changed. A lot is said about the commercialization of drag through Drag Race. And yes, as a result of it being a huge success, that has happened. That doesn't mean there aren't weirdos like me from 20 years ago being weirdos in little weird bars. That still all happens. And if you want to see it, all you have to do is go to your local venue and find those people. And we are starting to see that drag filter into Drag Race as well, which is great. I am a real champion of Drag Race, not only because I won, but also because we cannot underestimate the power of a massive mainstream show that platforms queer people and their dreams and shows them thriving and tells a little bit about the inner life of queer people on primetime BBC. That's huge. Yeah. That's like really huge. So for all of the misgivings that people have about it, we have to remember that that's really powerful, and that most of the people watching Drag Race are 15 years old, something like that. If when I had been 15 years old, I had seen queer people on TV telling their stories in the way that people do on Drag Race, I might not have spent my entire 20s trying to solve the shame issues that came during my younger life, and paying for therapy and making terrible decisions and abusing my body and all of those things. Maybe if there'd been a representation that way, I might not have felt like that. So it's a tricky one. I think it's easy to say that Drag Race is homogenizing drag, but if you actually go out there and see the drag that is happening in bars around the country, that is not the case. And back in the day, we would do a tour of clubs in one night, 4 or 5 of us all in drag, and we would cause hell everywhere we went. We'd be climbing the walls. We'd be nightmares, like true nightmares. And that's how I got into it. I wanted to be part of this like weird, slightly naughty, slightly unspoken underclass of queer culture that felt really exciting to me. People in their early 20s now are CEOs. They have huge responsibility. They're fully formed adults. They've made their decisions about everything that exists in the world. They know who they are and where they're going and what that is. And I am interested to see how that filters down into our culture in a few years' time. Because when I was that age, I was making awful decisions again and again and again and bumbling through life. People need to make mistakes. We need periods in life where we can go and make bad mistakes and learn from them, and then that's what forms a society. And that worries me at the moment. I'm really interested to see how that pans out for everybody. I think we should embrace the messiness, because everything is so clean and well focused now. It's about throwing that apart a little bit again and reminding people that life is messy and being a human being is messy. You know?
And there's joy in that.
Yes.